Hello guys, welcome to Crunchy Tales. I am Gemma, your snack time movie companion. In the last two videos, we uncovered the story of the first 6 episodes of Dark Matter. But today, the journey reaches its most dangerous phase. In this video, we step into the final 3 episodes. And before we dive in, a quick request. If you enjoy this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel. Now let's go deeper. The 6th episode ends with Jason 2 taking a drastic precaution. Around the box in World 1, he builds massive concrete walls. His goal is clear. If Jason 1 ever finds his way back, these walls will stop him from reaching the box. A final lock, or so he believes. Episode 7 is titled In the Fire of Dead Stars. The episode opens with Jason 2 trying to restore normalcy in World 1. He attempts to act like a caring husband and father, hoping his family won't notice the cracks. You might remember Charlie's allergy incident from the previous episode, but that moment changed everything. Daniela no longer trusts him. Her doubts are growing stronger by the day. At the same time, Ryan suddenly stops responding to messages. It feels strange, unnatural, but we already know the truth. Jason 2 abandoned Ryan in an unknown world. Soon, Detective Mason arrives at their house. She's investigating Ryan's disappearance because Ryan's girlfriend has officially reported him missing. Through CCTV footage, Mason discovers that Ryan was last seen at the village tap bar with Jason. After that night, Ryan vanished without a trace. Jason 2 calmly explains that Ryan drank too much and must have wandered off. But this explanation doesn't sit right. Ryan once struggled with alcohol. Yes, but he had been sober for years. The idea that he suddenly lost control in one night feels suspicious, especially to Daniela. After Detective Mason leaves, Daniela finally confronts Jason 2. She demands answers about the drug and the mysterious storage unit. Jason 2 explains the science, that the drug shuts down parts of the prefrontal cortex, allowing the mind to exist in superposition. But from that point onward, every word is a lie. He claims Ryan created the drug and was bound by a non-disclosure agreement. That's why, according to him, Ryan never mentioned it to Daniela. Jason 2 also says he has been testing the drug on himself, which explains his recent strange behavior. Reluctantly, Daniela believes him. She asks only one thing, that he never injects the drug again. Meanwhile, far from this world, Jason 1 and Amanda continue traveling through countless realities. Amanda points out that they've been wandering for nearly a month. She suggests they rest, find a peaceful world, clear their minds, and then continue the search for Jason 1's original home. Jason 1 agrees. Amanda opens a door to a stunning world. This world runs on clean, renewable, or nuclear energy without harmful side effects. Nature thrives here. Trees, forests, greenery, everywhere. Development exists, but it doesn't destroy the environment. It's a rare balance. Modern life and nature living together in harmony. The people here are different too. They're empathetic, disciplined, and genuinely happy. They help one another. They care. Amanda tells Jason 1 they'll meet at the Spy Hotel later for lunch. Jason 1 explores alone before arriving there. Amanda appears dressed elegantly, almost like she's preparing for a date. She gives Jason 1 new clothes as well. Then she reveals the truth. The Amanda of this world went missing 2 years ago. Her life mirrored Amanda's almost perfectly, except she had no parents or siblings. Amanda makes a decision. She will stop traveling. She will stay here, living as the missing Amanda. She has already passed retinal scans, obtained identity papers, even a passport. In this world, Jason exists too, working as an insurance salesman. The message is clear. Jason 1 must continue alone. They say goodbye. Amanda kisses him, emotional and vulnerable. In that moment, Jason 1 secretly slips 2 drug ampules into her purse. Amanda had refused to take even one, but he leaves them anyway. Jason 1 returns to the box. Only 3 ampules remain. 3 chances left. The first attempt takes him to another strange, familiar yet wrong world. The second attempt brings him to a world where Jason and Daniela are together, and both their sons are alive. But this world isn't perfect either. Here, Jason is constantly disappointed in his second son, Max, who keeps failing in school. Max survived because a girl named Holly donated her heart to him. That truth crushes Max. An innocent girl died so he could live, and he feels he's wasting that life. He falls into depression. Jason 1 speaks to him, calms him down, and then leaves. One final attempt remains. Back in World 1, Jason 2 visits Amanda for therapy. He talks about wanting to escape this world. Amanda assumes he's speaking metaphorically. Suddenly, Jason 2 becomes hostile. He starts revealing Amanda's deepest personal traits. Details only the real Jason should know. Her love for sweets. Her guilt over failing to save her father. Her instinct to help others, Amanda is disturbed. She refuses to treat him further and asks him to leave her clinic. Jason, too, returns home to find Detective Mason waiting. She reveals that Ryan's phone last pinged in an industrial area, the same place where the box is hidden. Ryan went there directly after leaving the bar. Jason, too, denies being with him, but he knows suspicion is closing in. So he forms a dangerous plan. He will replace Ryan. Jason, too, destroys the concrete walls and uses the box again. He finds a world where Ryan is a truck driver and mechanic. He gets him drunk, knocks him out, drags him into the box, changes his appearance, and leaves him at Ryan's apartment in World 1. Meanwhile, Jason 1 prepares for his final jump. He writes everything down, how he met Daniela, how perfect she felt, how deeply he loves her. His mind is finally clear. He injects the last ampule, opens the door, and returns home. The concrete around the box is broken. At the village tap, the bartender recognizes him. Now only one thing matters. Jason 2 must be stopped. Jason 1 rushes home and sees Jason 2 lying to Daniela about finding Ryan drunk and out of control. Jason 1 knows time is running out. He tries to buy a gun, but without a permit, he only gets a knife and pepper spray. As he leaves the shop, another Jason enters, asking for a gun. The shopkeeper freezes. The same man was just here. When this Jason realizes someone identical came before him, his expression changes. And right there, the 7th episode ends. Now we move into the 8th episode titled Jupiter. And from this point onward, the story stops being linear. It turns chaotic, dangerous, and deeply emotional. The episode opens with Jason 2 stepping outside his house to throw out the trash. Everything feels normal for just a second, until suddenly, Jason 1 attacks him from behind. For a brief moment, it feels like this is it. But Jason 2 somehow manages to overpower Jason 1 yet again. And in that struggle, Jason 2 finally realizes the truth. Jason 1 has found his way back to his original world. Without wasting time, Jason 2 restrains Jason 1, wraps his body, and stuffs him into the trunk of his car. At the same time, Daniela goes to meet Ryan. And Ryan is in terrible condition. Why? Because this Ryan is not a neuroscientist at all. He is a mechanic who works at a place called Loyalty Motors, part of an 8 Logan squad. But here's the problem. There is no Loyalty Motors in this world. Everyone believes Ryan is a neuroscientist who has lost his mind. They think he's mentally unstable. Ryan doesn't recognize Daniela. He doesn't recognize Jason. Daniela shows him Jason's photo. Ryan immediately reacts. Yes, that's the man. He forced me to drink until I blacked out. When I woke up, I was somewhere I didn't recognize. Now everyone here thinks I'm a neuroscientist. They call me crazy, but I'm just a mechanic. Hearing this, Daniela finally understands. Whatever happened to Ryan, Jason 2 is responsible. But one question remains. What did Jason 2 do to Ryan that shattered his memory so completely? Now the story shifts again. We see Jason 1 checking into a hotel. But wait, didn't Jason 2 just beat him and lock him in a car trunk? So how is Jason 1 calmly checking into a hotel? The answer comes quickly. Jason 1 notices something chilling. In the room next to him, another Jason is also checking in. Yes, friends. There are now multiple Jasons in the same world. And they are all hunting each other. Who are these Jasons? Hold on, we'll get there. For now, one Jason follows another to the village tap bar. Even the bartender is stunned. He is literally seeing 2 identical Jasons at the same time. Still, he doesn't ask too many questions. Eventually, the 2 Jasons talk. And through their conversation, one shocking truth becomes clear. Both of them are Jason 1. How is that even possible? Here's the explanation. Every time Jason 1 opened a door inside the infinite corridor, a branching reality was created. And with every branch, a new Jason 1 was born, each taking a different path. Now imagine this multiplying again and again. One Jason opens a door, more Jasons are created. Those Jasons open doors, creating even more. This is how countless Jason 1s now exist. All of them originated from the same moment. The moment Jason 2 dumped Jason 1 into the multiverse. These are all variants of Jason 1, and they all share the same core desire. To return to their world, to Daniela and Charlie. Subconsciously, all of them steer the box toward the same reality. That's why they all end up piling into World 1. And now they all have the same goal. Kill Jason 2, and reunite with their family. To avoid confusion, from this point onward, our original Jason 1 will be called Prime Jason. The others will simply be Jason 1 variants. Hopefully, you're still with me. Prime Jason tells the others something important. We shouldn't fight each other. Our real enemy is Jason 2. All the Jason 1s think alike. But each of them has lived through very different multiverse experiences. Every Jason 1 wants the others to step aside, so he can reach Daniela and Charlie first. One Jason 1 wearing a hoodie is especially aggressive. He even has a gun. The next day, Prime Jason forms a risky plan to meet Daniela and Charlie. He enters a restaurant and starts smoking even though it's not allowed. As expected, he gets arrested and thrown into lockup. Prime Jason is hoping that Daniela will come to bail him out. That's when he'll finally tell her everything. By the way, the officer who locks him up is Dawn, who, in this world, has become a police officer. Meanwhile, back at home, Jason 2 asks Daniela to take the SUV instead of the other car. Why? Because the trunk of the other car contains a Jason 1's body. Jason 2 himself takes Charlie to school, but Charlie reminds him today is Jason's college tour. So Jason 2 takes Charlie on the tour instead. But someone is already there, another Jason 1. Jason 2 sees him and instantly understands multiple Jason 1s have arrived in this world and all of them are after him. Jason 2 panics. He rushes through the tour while trying to escape unnoticed. At one point, he tells Charlie to take the car and leave immediately. But Charlie can't. He only has a learner's license. Driving alone isn't allowed. Jason 2 insists, nothing will happen, just go. Charlie drives off. Inside a restroom, Jason 2 and Jason 1 clash violently. Once again, Jason 2 wins, and once again, he disposes of another Jason 1's body. Meanwhile, Charlie hears strange noises coming from the trunk. He stops the car, and a traffic cop immediately pulls him over. Stopping here isn't allowed, and Charlie only has a learner's license. It feels like the end. If the cop checks the trunk, everything is over. But at the last second, Jason 2 arrives, apologizes, and smooth talks the officer. They're let go. Now we return to Daniela. She secretly takes the key to Jason 2's storage unit. Inside, she finds a phone, filled with her own photos. Clearly, Jason 2 had been spying on her. Preparing, she also finds Ryan's bag. Her suspicion turns into certainty. Just then, Daniela gets a call. Jason has been arrested. She needs to bail him out. But the man in lockup isn't Jason 2. It's Prime Jason. Daniela assumes this is just her husband acting strangely, smoking in public, getting arrested. But Prime Jason finally tells her the truth. He says that after Ryan's party, he never met Daniela. The man living with her is someone else. At first, Daniela refuses to believe it. So Prime Jason suggests a test. Call your husband. Tell him that, like last year, we should go to the Keys for Christmas. Daniela knows something is wrong. They never went to the Keys for Christmas. Still, she tries. Jason 2 agrees instantly. He's completely fine with going to the Keys, a trip that never existed. And just like that, Daniela, she's shocked, not just by the deception, but by the fact that Jason 2 actually succeeded in building a box that allows multiverse travel. Prime Jason explains that many Jason 1s have arrived, so they need a way to identify each other. They choose a code word, Jupiter. Daniela returns home, where Jason 2 is already packing bags. He wants the family to run, but Daniela now knows the truth. She pretends to cooperate, leads Jason 2 toward the basement, and suddenly pushes him down the stairs. She locks him inside. Daniela escapes in the SUV. At the same time, she texts Prime Jason the meeting location. On the way, another Jason 1 stops their car. Daniela and Charlie get inside his vehicle. This Jason 1 starts explaining how Jason 2 kidnapped him. Daniela listens carefully and realizes this is not Prime Jason. She notices something else. The car key is missing. The engine is started with a screwdriver. It's a stolen car. Daniela tells him to stop. Chaos breaks out. The car crashes, but only lightly. Daniela and Charlie escape and run toward the meeting point. And finally, they reach Prime Jason. Daniela says the code word, Jupiter. She knows. This is the real one. And right here, the 8th episode ends. Now, the season 1 finale episode is titled Entanglement. The episode opens with a chilling image. A version of Jason 1 wearing a cap enters Daniela's house. Inside the basement, he finds Jason 2. Jason 2 tries to act as if he is the real Jason 1, but come on. The cap-wearing Jason 1 is smart enough to see through the act. He immediately understands what's going on and brutally beats Jason 2 with a rod. Meanwhile, Prime Jason is driving with Daniela and Charlie. They're on the run, but the terrifying truth is, they don't even know where they can run to. By now, Prime Jason has told Daniela and Charlie everything. How this entire nightmare started step by step. At the moment they're escaping in Blair's car, both Daniela's and Charlie's phones start blowing up with messages from unknown numbers. Every single message is from a different Jason 1, each claiming the same thing. I'm the real one. I love you more than the others. I deserve you. Overwhelmed, Daniela and Charlie switch off their phones. But the real question remains, where can they go? Whatever Prime Jason thinks, all the other Jason 1s think the exact same way. So escaping requires something truly out of the box. Daniela can't help here because every Jason knows Daniela inside out. That leaves only one person who can think differently, Charlie. At this point, Charlie reveals that he knows a place neither Jason nor Daniela knows about, a place where they can stay safely. It turns out to be his friend's hideout where Charlie used to sneak away for a day or two just to relax. He even knows the security codes. In short, Prime Jason, Daniela, and Charlie can stay there for a few days without any problem. Finally, the family gets some breathing room, time to talk. Prime Jason calms Daniela and Charlie, promising that he will find a solution, and if necessary, they'll start everything again from scratch. That night, Prime Jason logs into his email and discovers a chat room titled Entanglement. Inside this chat room are all the Jason ones. They're chatting with each other, but each has been assigned a number instead of a name. From this numbering system, we realize that more than 100 Jason ones have already made it to this first world. Every Jason believes he deserves Daniela and Charlie the most, because each one of them has survived horrifying multiverse worlds. We also learn that countless Jason ones never even reached this world. They were lost or died somewhere in the multiverse. Since all the Jason ones think alike, they start privately messaging each other, forming alliances to eliminate the rest. In short, absolute chaos erupts. Watching all this, Prime Jason is filled with fear, so much so that he spends the entire night sleeping on the sofa, gripping a metal rod ready to fight if another Jason shows up. The next morning, Prime Jason and Daniela talk by the seaside. Jason admits that he was actually happy with his life, except for the occasional thought of, what if I hadn't sacrificed my career? Now he has his answer, because he has literally lived in Jason 2's world. Jason 2 had success, fame, and power, but he abandoned it all to steal Prime Jason's life, which proves one thing. For Jason, Daniela matters more than anything else. Prime Jason tells Daniela stories of other worlds, what Daniela was like in those realities. They discuss how all the Jasons are trying to come up with twisted compromises like shared custody of Daniela or allowing only one Jason to stay while the others leave. Daniela makes her choice clear. She chooses Prime Jason and rejects all the others. After this, the Desson family starts bonding again. Charlie talks about how Jason 2 scared him, yet was emotionally unavailable. He missed tree time, fed him nut-flavored ice cream, and tried to pretend everything was fine. In short, the family reconnects, openly criticizing Jason 2 for being a terrible father. Elsewhere, the aggressive Jason 1, who had beaten and captured Jason 2, desperately tries to figure out where Prime Jason, Daniela, and Charlie went. He attempts to trace their phones, but they're all switched off. He then checks Jason 2's phone and finds a message from Blair asking about her car. That's when it clicks. Prime Jason escaped using Blair's car, and that car can be tracked. Using Jason 2's phone, this aggressive Jason calls Blair to his house. While waiting, he tells Jason 2 the devastating truth. Amanda is dead. He explains how he and Amanda once opened the 6th door and entered a forest-like world with violent winds. A massive branch snapped off a tree and crushed Amanda, killing her instantly. Jason 2 is shattered. He realizes that his single mistake unleashed countless Jason 1s and destroyed countless lives, including many Amanda's. In his own world, he had money, power, and fame, but he was never truly satisfied. He thought he'd enjoy that life, but the moment he tried to return to the first world, everything spiraled into catastrophe. Soon after, Blair arrives. Seeing the condition of the house, she instantly knows something is wrong. The aggressive Jason threatens her with a gun, ordering her to track the car. Blair responds by spraying pepper spray into his eyes, grabbing the gun, and freeing Jason 2. Meanwhile, Prime Jason, Daniela, and Charlie continue bonding, talking about other worlds. Prime Jason admits that there was a time when he considered staying in another world, but it never truly happened. Daniela sees the Jason chat messages herself, yet still chooses Prime Jason, because he is her Jason. That night, Prime Jason and Daniela become intimate. Later, when Jason goes out for water, he hears a noise outside. He finds a Jason on the verge of death. It turns out all the Jasons have somehow discovered this location. Gunshots echo everywhere. The Jasons have started killing each other. Prime Jason rushes back inside, telling his family to get ready and meet him near the car. Suddenly, a Jason appears with a shotgun and demands that Prime Jason switch places with him, including clothes and even the secret code word so Daniela and Charlie won't suspect anything. As Prime Jason pretends to tell the code word, he moves closer and a fight breaks out. Suddenly, the other Jason is shot dead. The shooter is none other than Jason 2. Yes, Jason 2 has arrived, but this time he's here to help. Jason 2 lowers his gun. Daniela picks it up. Jason 2 apologizes, admitting that everything is his fault. Charlie punches him. Jason 2 tracked them using Blair's app. But how did the other Jasons get here? They had planted trackers on the Desson family's car, and Jason 2 followed the same trail. Jason 2 hides Prime Jason, Daniela, and Charlie behind a parked car. He returns the engagement ring to Prime Jason. The family drives away. On the back seat, Jason 2 has left a bag containing 40 drug shots and an item connected to Max. There's also a phone with a note that reads, "Let me." Daniela plays the voice note. Jason 2 confesses that he left his world because he regretted choosing his career over Daniela, the biggest mistake of his life. He came to fix that mistake, believing Jason 1 would be happier in his world. He never imagined this level of chaos or how many Jasons loved Daniela. At this point, one thing is clear. It's impossible for this family to stay in this world. They return to the box location, where dozens of Jasons are waiting. A silent agreement is formed. For Daniela and Charlie's sake, only Prime Jason will leave with them. Some Jasons resist, but the others restrain them. Prime Jason, Daniela, and Charlie enter the box, take the shots, and prepare to travel again. The scene shifts. Ryan succeeds in creating the drug in another world. The woman trapped in the insect world prepares to travel again with Dawn. Leighton from the first world is freely exploring the multiverse. Amanda remains in an empathy-filled world until Ryan finds her. Finally, we return to Prime Jason, Daniela, and Charlie. Charlie opens the door to a new world, and the series ends. This was the complete story of Dark Matter. Next, the discussion moves into theories: superposition, Schrodinger's cat, observer effect, consciousness-driven navigation, the lavender fairy drug, Hugh Everett's many worlds interpretation, entanglement, identity, and the impossible question: who is the real Jason? The answer is both everyone and no one. And with Season 2 confirmed, the multiverse is far from done with us.